Hey man, when it comes to tuning vocals, there's always been one big dog in the house. But there might be a new kid on the block now. Let's check out the Slate Digital MetaTune. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Wavy Wayne from Wayne.wav. And you better know by now that this channel is all about helping you to record and mix better and faster. So all I ask from you is to just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, drop down in the comments and say, what's up, Wavy? And when you're done with all that, follow me on Instagram and say holla at your boy. All right, cool. First and foremost, man, let's just get this out the way. Slate Digital is sponsoring this video, but they are not sponsoring my opinions or thoughts or none of that, man. I'm just here to show y'all this new MetaTune plugin. We're going to figure out whether it's any good all on our own. But I got to tell you, I have been having fun. So a lot of y'all been using Slate Digital plugins, and y'all been hitting me up like, Wavy, man, you got to make some Slate templates. You got to try out this Slate plugin, man. What you think about the Slate All Access Pass? Well, now I done got slated. Today's video, we're going to be focusing on the new MetaTune plugin, which is an automatic tuning plugin, similar to Auto-Tune, right? Basically, here's a look at the plugin. It is very beautiful. But before we do that, I'm going to walk y'all through every single control on this plugin and talk about how I like to use it, how I have been using it on this mix that I'm working on right now, and how you can use it. So let's first start off by doing the unthinkable. That's bypassing the tuning on here. So I'm gonna bypass MetaTune on every track, man. So please bear with me. Don't hit unsubscribe once you hear my raw vocals. But after you hear what MetaTune can do, then just go ahead and hit subscribe because you know it's gonna be lit. All right, let's hear it.
Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and the kids. Ice on my wrist, yeah, ice on my sips. Designer to fit, I am as rich as it gets.
I told you that was pretty bad, right? So basically, tuning plugins like MetaTune, the whole point is to correct the pitch of your performance, specifically vocal performances, but you can use them on instruments too. In this case, let's go ahead and hurry the hell up and turn MetaTune back on and take a listen to what it sounds like with MetaTune correcting the pitch of my vocals.
Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and the kids. Ice on my wrist, yeah, ice on my sips. Designer to fit, I am as rich as it gets.
Oh man, so much better, so much more pleasing and easy to listen to now that those vocals are in tune. So let's go ahead and jump off into the MetaTune plugin and take a look. So just like any other pitch correction software, one of the first things that you want to do is actually set the key for whatever song or music that you're trying to work with, that you're matching this vocal performance up with. Simply to do that, you can just hover over the little section over to the left where it has the key. You can select whether major or minor and select through all the different keys. I really like how this graphical interface is changing the colors to highlight which actual keys are within the song key that you are playing on, which keys on the piano match the key of the song. There's also another little way that you can use this. If you hit the note button, right, you can actually go through and listen to each of the notes. Click and hold. And find the keys and find the notes that actually work with your song that you might need to add in. Once you find them, you could either go ahead and set the key, or you can manually click to add or remove certain notes from the scale that you might be working on. So I'm gonna go with A major because that's where my song is residing. All right, so let's address the elephant in the room. First thing first, man, we got this big old eyeball right in the middle of the plug-in window. I'm not even really sure what to call this. We're gonna call this the Oculus real quick, man. But basically, it has a couple of rings on here. One of them will allow you to adjust the amount of tuning, right? So the outer ring allows you to adjust the amount of tuning that can help to make your signal more natural, right? And then the inner ring, actually, if will adjust the speed. So if I bring this up into the speed to the middle, you see I can move back and forth to adjust the speed of the tuning. One thing that is very unique about the MetaTune plugin that you won't find on any other tuning plugins is that there's actually negative retune speeds, which kind of acts like a look ahead to where you're going to get the fastest retuning speeds possible that you've ever heard. And I actually like how this sounds on this track that I'm working on. Let's hear this. I'm going to play it and then I'm going to adjust the retune speed a little bit so we can hear a slower retune speed will sound more natural in the pitch correction versus a faster retune speed. It's going to sound more robotic, more computerized. And if you turn this all the way up, you're getting off into the negative. Well, then you really are going to get some super computerized, unnatural, robotic pitch correction. Here we go. Let's hear it.
Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and a kid. Ice on my wrist, yeah, ice on my sis. Designer to fit, I am as rich as it gets. Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and a kid.
Next to the main speed, we also have the sustain control. This is going to control the speed of pitch correction on longer sustained notes. If you drag this to the left or have a negative value, then longer notes will have a slower retune speed. If you drag it to the right, then the longer notes will have a faster, more accurate retuning. Let's hear it on this section.
Wife and a kid.
Versus slower.
Wife and a kid.
Right? So we're allowing more of the natural note to sustain by tuning it slower. The next control that we'll look at is going to be this heat map. Right down here at the bottom, we have a heat map that basically shows you the input and output of the pitches that are coming in and then where the MetaTune is actually correcting them. So on the input, you can see like I have my notes, we kind of all over the place. Sometimes I'm a little bit sharp or a little bit flat around the note, and we can see how MetaTune is actually snapping the notes or correcting them pretty much dead center on the notes. If I reduce the amount, then this will give me pitch correction, but not so much dead center. It will just move the notes closer to the notes, move my perform notes closer to the more accurate notes, which will again make the pitch correction seem more natural.
Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and a kid. Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and a kid.
So besides basic pitch correction, the MetaTune does some other dope stuff too, man. One thing that's built right into the actual plugin here is a doubler. Now, this is going to be easy for you to create back-end vocals and chorus effects like right here at the same time as your pitch correction. Let's go ahead and hear this for the one time. All you got to do is bring your cursor over to this little circle, and then you can move this up or down, around, or you can adjust the width and the wet dry control independently as needed. Or you can just kind of use this little ball here to control that. And you see you get this great graphic that shows the doubling effect. All right, let's hear it.
Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and a kid. Ice on my wrist, yeah, ice on my sis. Designer to fit, I'm as rich as it gets.
So that's pretty cool too, man. So I might want to just back that down and have it a little less. Let's actually hear that in context with the music.
Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and a kid. Ice on my wrist, yeah, ice on my sis. Designer to fit.
Yeah. I think that's pretty cool to have that feature built right in and make it a lot easier to just be creative without having to open up a bunch of other plugins. One thing that MetaTune is missing is a graph mode that allows you to basically manually correct the pitch of your performance. But with the note stabilizer feature, you basically don't need the graph mode about 99% of the time. If I go ahead and turn this on, one thing we will notice is that the low latency mode gets turned off whenever you turn note stabilizer on. But while note stabilizer is on, you're going to basically reduce the flutter in the notes. So any of those imperfections and flutters that happens in the notes, the note stabilizer will clean that up and you don't have to go in and manually fix it. Let's hear this. Let's back this off. I'm gonna solo this. So first, let's just hear a little before and after.
Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets.
Okay.
Rich as it gets, yeah, rich as it gets. Family rich now, wife and a kid.
Okay, so if we hear during this section, during this family rich section, there's a little bit of a note flutter. Let's hear it, and then we're gonna stabilize it with the note stabilizer.
Family rich now, wife and a kid.
All right, once I turn this on, let's hear it now.
Family rich now, wife and a kid. Family rich now, wife and a kid.
Right, so you can tell the MetaTune exactly what to look for, and then they will stabilize them notes all automatically. One of the coolest features about MetaTune that really sets it apart from all of the competitors is the groups feature. This is going to make it so much easier to affect multiple tracks at one time. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So currently in this session, I have these 4 background vocal tracks, BG1, BG2, BG3, and 4. If I want to experiment with multiple different tuning settings and pitch correction settings and doubler settings now even, it would be a little bit challenging for me to just go by. Typically what I would have to do is open one plugin, adjust the settings, open another one, adjust it, or I could hold the option key in Pro Tools and drag and drop that plugin to copy it over to the other tracks. But I wouldn't be able to experience and hear the changes in real time doing it that way. By having this groups feature turned on, I can affect multiple tracks and hear the changes in real time, allowing me to make better, more creative decisions. So simply, the way to enable the groups feature, over to the left, you have the choice to just go ahead and click to assign group number or to assign a certain instance of the plugin to a group. So I'm going to assign this one to group 1, open up each one of these 4 plugins and just go ahead and assign them to group 1. Once I do that, I now have control over all of those. I can even drop down if I hit this little library menu with the presets and groups. I can see this menu where I have a bunch of dope presets that'll get me started with different sounds. You can choose your musical genre and then choose a preset that works for you. Or I'm gonna just go over, in this case, to the groups to where I have group 1. I can rename it and say, you know what, let's name this BGVs, right? And now I have my background vocal tracks in there. I can rearrange them or move them to different groups as I need to. I can easily just click and drag and say, you know what, now you're in group 3. Well, we're gonna keep all of these in group 1 for now. And again, you have a total of 4 groups. So now let's just open up another instance of this plugin so we can see this working together. I can literally make changes in one plugin, and those changes will affect all of the instances of this plugin that are connected to that group. So that's pretty dope, and it's going to save me a lot of time. Cool feature. All right, y'all, that has been my first look at the Slate Digital MetaTune plugin. What do y'all think? I really want to know. Drop down in the comments. Is it going to make you switch which pitch correction software you use? What features do you like about the MetaTune the most? I really want to know. Drop down in the comments and let me know. And yeah, that one thing that I always say to y'all, be dope.